Good morning, everyone. My name is George Uzoma. I'm here to impart the knowledge of social studies. Yes, some of you know me, and some of you may not know me, but don't be bothered. We are here to learn social studies. Now, the topic we're looking at is common illness. Now, we're not really looking at the pandemic that is going on, such as the COVID-19. We're just looking at common illness, such as malaria, typhoid, and so on. So, for us to kickstart the class, we want to look at the specific objective. Now, at the end of the lesson, the people should be able to 1. List ways of preventing illness, mention steps to take when you are ill. Now, you can see that there are certain things we must do, there are certain steps we must take to prevent illness. Now, I believe that no one likes to be ill. And if you know that you don't want to be ill, you don't want to be sick, there are certain things you must do. There are certain steps you must take to prevent illness. Now, I want you to look at these various steps with me. Now, the first step says that what? Keeping our environment clean. Meaning that if you want to prevent illness, you must live in a clean environment. Your houses must be neat. Your surrounding must be neat. So, why are we talking about a clean environment? When your environment is clean, it will not create an avenue. It won't create an avenue for germs and diseases to breed. So that is why we're encouraged to keep a clean environment. Now, the next step is treating by using a treated mosquito net. Now, you can see that for us to prevent malaria, we have to use what? Treated mosquito nets. Why? The malaria that we have sometimes are being spread by mosquitoes. Now, to prevent mosquito bites, we must use what? Treated mosquito nets. Now, for those that can't afford what? Treated mosquito nets, we encourage them to use what? Insecticides. Now, you can see that when you're using treated mosquito nets, the mosquitoes will not be able to penetrate through those tiny holes. And you see that you'll be able to have a sound sleep. So that is one of the ways of preventing illness. Now, the next is what? Eating a balanced meal. Now, why are we talking about eating a balanced meal? When we're talking about a balanced meal, we're not talking about drinking gari, we're not talking about eating eba. We're talking about a meal that contains what? All the classes of food in it. Now, when you eat a balanced meal, it boosts your what? Your immune system. That it helps you, your immune system will be able to fight what? Germs. It will be able to fight what? Diseases. So meaning that every food you eat must contain all the classes of food such as carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, minerals, and so on. So one of the ways you can prevent it, make sure that your parents are always giving you what? A balanced meal. Now, the next thing you should also do is to make sure that you go for what? A regular checkup. Now, you can tell your parents that they should take you to the hospital once in 3 months to go and to check yourself, to know if there are any illness or any symptom of illness that you want to treat immediately. So it is nice you go to the hospital, have a regular checkup. Now, the next one is to ensure that our drainage systems are neat. You can see in front of our houses we have drainage system which water flows through. So it is nice we clean them up every Saturdays or every last Saturdays of the month when we have the environmental sanitation. We should always ensure that our drainage systems are neat. Why? Because the stagnant waters in those drainage systems aids what? The breeding of mosquitoes. So when we clean our drainage system, you will see that that the mosquitoes will not be able to breed there and the spread of malaria will reduce. So one of the ways of reducing illness is by cleaning our drainage system. Now, we're not only looking at malaria, we're also looking at typhoid. Now, if you also clean your drainage system, some of this water will not be able to flow into your boreholes or into your wells, because sometimes these stagnant waters or these waters, they infiltrate and they contaminate the water you drink, and it can spread cholera, it can spread typhoid. So one of the ways of ensuring that you are not ill is by cleaning your drainage system. Now, you can see from the images here The people here, they are cleaning their drainage system. Also, you can see the lady that is also receiving a medical checkup from the doctor. She's trying to check her blood pressure. Now, and the next, you can see a balanced meal. You can see the various classes of food. You can see fish, you can see beef, you can see fruits, you can see vegetables. All these things are things you should do, things you should take to prevent illness. Now, what are the necessary steps we take when we find out that we are ill? Yes, you've done all your best to make sure that you've prevented every form of illness. But all of a sudden you found out that you are ill. So what should I do? Now the first step you should take is to see a medical doctor immediately. See a medical doctor. I don't encourage people to do self-medication. So if you are ill, tell your parents to take you to the hospital. They should run a test, check what is wrong before they administer any drug. So it is nice you see the doctor immediately if you are ill. Now take drugs that are prescribed by the doctor. Now you can see that sometimes some of these drugs we take, they have what side effects. So it is nice we consult the doctor. The doctor should prescribe drugs that are suitable for us. So we should only take drugs that are prescribed by the doctor, and we should also follow what the prescriptions correctly. You can see sometimes when you go to the hospital, sometimes you see some markings on the drugs. You see that sometimes they do mark 1 1, they make a dash 1 1, they make another dash, and so on. What does it mean? 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the night. And some you see 1, a dash, and 1. It means 1 in the morning and 1 in the night. So we should follow the prescription given by the doctor. Now the next thing is to ensure that we eat what? A balanced meal. Make sure you eat good food, food that contains all classes of food in it, all the nutrients, so that you will be strong and your system will be able to fight the various illness. Now the last step is to make sure that your environment is clean. And I bet you if you take this step seriously, in fact, you will never be ill again. So from now on, promise me that you ensure that your environment is neat. Promise me that you eat a good meal, a balanced meal. And also promise me that you never indulge in self-medication. If you are ill, see the doctor. So with all these steps, I believe that you'll be fine. So I have an assignment for you. It says, mention the 5 steps to take when you are ill. So tell me what you would do. What will you do if you find out that you're ill? Okay? So reach out to me when you're done with your assignment. Thank you very much.